Friends, students, today we are going to discuss regarding the first unit. Actually, this part is already over, but we are going to take just a revision of this chapter, as told by your last previous coordinator that you are not knowing as much regarding the trends in pediatric nursing. So today we are going to start with the trends in pediatric and childhood nursing. Myself Akshay Zavre, MSc Pediatric Nursing Tutor from Department of Pediatric Nursing, College of Nursing, Loni. Here, pediatric nursing. Actually, pediatric nursing grew along with the pediatric medicine. Earlier times, the nurses working with adults were caring for the children. And then the need was felt for the nurses to specialize in the care of children. Pediatric nursing is being taught at a basic nursing education to postdoctoral level. There are clinical nursing specialists in pediatric nursing and pediatric nursing practitioners. Actually, in the previous decades, as in the introduction we have seen that there were not separate treatment for the pediatric children. There were the same treatment with the adults. But one era came, and in that era, the trends has changed to special care for the pediatric children. So, along with the adults, we were treating the pediatric childs. But in the changing trends, we have separated the pediatric, that is the children, from the adults, and we are treating them alone. So, what is the concept of child health? So, we will discuss regarding the what is the concept of child health. Here, we will see the philosophy and commitment to child care. What is the philosophy of the child health and child care? Then we will discuss regarding the primary focus is on family, not on disease, on prevention. Okay, so the concept of child health that says that the primary focus of a child and family is not a disease or prevention. The focus is on the child. Then emphasis is placed on assisting families to use identified strengths in adapting to crisis situation during the child rearing. The emphasis is placed on assisting families to use identified strengths in adapting to crisis situation during the child rearing. The next, the child and family are viewed as the participants and responsible decision makers in their own care. Okay. The child and family are viewed as the participants and responsible decision makers in their own care. Then the relationship between the healthcare provider and the family is seen as a significant therapeutic tool. The relationship between healthcare provider and family is seen as a significant therapeutic tool. The next is the child health professionals must retain and perfect their skills in the care of children. The child health care professionals must retain and perfect their skills in the care of a children. The principles of pediatric nursing. What are the principles of the pediatric nursing? There are totally there are 5 principles of the pediatric nursing. In that we are seeing, first is the family is the basic unit of a society. Okay, the basic unit of a society, it is the family. Then each child within a family needs love and security to develop feelings of a trust and self-esteem. The second principle says that the child within the family, he needs love and security, develop feeling of a trust and self-esteem in family as well as in the society. If we provide the love and affection or security to child, then only the child can develop the trust towards that particular person. Third is that each child is a unique individual who has needs based on his her family background, level of growth and development, and degree of illness. The third principle is saying that each child is unique. Other than all the children, it is a unique individual who has needs based on his or family background, level of growth and development, and degree of illness. Okay. The fourth principle is saying that the pediatric nurses seeks to promote, maintain, and restore health in both the children and their parents. What pediatric nurses seeks to promote, maintain, and restore health in both children and their parents. Then each ill child should be under the accountable care of one professional nurse. Each ill child. Each child should be under the accountable care of one professional nurse. Each child should be under the accountable care of one professional nurse. There should be one professional nurse. The sixth principle is saying that the family and the child should be included along with the health and the nursing teams in planning for therapeutic and nursing interventions and for implementing and evaluating the plan of care. Okay. The family and child should be included along with the health and nursing teams in planning for the therapeutic and nursing interventions and for implementing and evaluating the plan of care. The next, within the self environment, the child who has an acute chronic illness needs expert physical care, emotional support, play that allows for expression of feelings, and school if the school age child is well enough to promote the continued growth. Okay, within the safe environment, the child who has an acute chronic illness, he needs expert physical care, emotional support and play. If this giving to that child, what will happen, that allows for expression of feelings and school if the school age child is well enough to promote the continued growth. So we have to provide that the acute chronic illness with this expert physical care. The next principle is the parents who have trusting relationship with the nurses feel welcome whenever they visit and participate in the care of their child at home. So parents who are trusting over the nurses, they should feel welcome whenever they visit and participate in the care of their child at home. It is not in the Indian scenario, but in the another countries abroad, the nurses who cares the children at home. So for that, this principle is. The next principle is the family members and their child who are under great stress. The family members and their child who are under great stress when a child is terminally ill or dying should be supported emotionally. That should be supported emotionally so that the child can die with the dignity. So that the child can die with dignity and with the feeling of being loved. The family members and their child who are under great stress when a child is terminally ill or dying should be supported emotionally so that the child can die with the dignity and with the feeling of being loved. The next principle is, that is the last principle, hospitalization of a children is so common today. Okay, there is no any new thing in that hospitalization of the children. So hospitalization of the children is so common today that there is a tendency to forget its importance as a break in the unity of the family. So nowadays there is actually we are living in an era where there is no that much close bonding between the family. So there is no any changes regarding the breaking the unity of the family. The next is the concepts and aims of RCH services. What is the RCH? RCH, it is the reproductive and child health services. RCH says that reproductive child health. In this concept, India is the second most population country in the world. According to the population, India is the second most largest country in the world after the China. Then next, it has 2.4% world's land area with 16.7% world population. Right? It has 2.4% world's land area with 16.7% world population. The total population of India is 1028.6 million. Okay. Total population of India is 1028.6 million and the annual growth rate is 1.93%. The annual growth rate is the 1.93%. Then the 17.6 million babies are born per year. How much? The 17.6 billion babies are born per year. Okay. Then UP is the UP, that is Uttar Pradesh, is the most populous state in the country of India. Then 50% of the country's population is in 5 states. So that are the Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Bihar, West Bengal and Andhra Pradesh. It is expected that in 2045 it may touch 1414.3 million mark. 40.6 million people are living in urban slums in 607 cities towns. 10th 5 plan. The tribal people constitutes 8.2% of the country's total population in India. In India, women, that is 15 to 45 years of age, and children less than 15 years constitute 60% of the total population in India. It is said that about 30 million women experience pregnancy and 27 million have a live birth, according to Ministry of Health and Family Welfare 2003. 1 lakh maternal deaths and 1 million newborn deaths occurs annually. These are some of the milestones in the MCH care. MCH, it is a maternal and child health care. In 1880, establishment of the training of dais in Amritsar was started. In 1880, establishment of training of dais in Amritsar. In 1902, first midwifery act to promote safe delivery. First midwifery act to promote safe delivery. In 1930, setting up of advisory committee on maternal mortality. 1930, there is a setting up of advisory committee on maternal mortality. In 1946, Bhore Committee recommendation on comprehensive and integrated health care. In 1952, Primary Health Centers New York Network and Family Planning Program was started. In 1956, MCH centers become integral part of the PHCs. In 1961, Department of Family Planning created. In 1971, Medical Termination of Pregnancy Act was started. In 1974, Family Planning Services incorporated in maternal child health care. In 1977, remaining family planning to family welfare. In 1978, expanded program on immunization. In 1985, universal immunization program was started. In 1992, child survival and safe motherhood program were started. In 1966, target-free approach for the health. In 1997, there is a reproductive child health program. Phase 1 was started, and in 2005, RCH program, that is reproductive child health program, phase 2 was started. The first phase of program was started on 1997 with the aim to bring down the birth rate below the 20 per 1000 population, to reduce the infant mortality rate below 60 per 1000 live births, and to bring down the maternal mortality rate. Less than 400 per 1 lakh, 80% institutional delivery, 100% antenatal care, and 100% immunization of children were other targeted aims of the RCH program. The 5-year reproductive child health phase 2 is being launched in the 2005 with a vision to bring about outcomes as envisioned in the Millennium Development Goals. The National Population Policy 2000, that is the NPP 2000, the 10th plan, the National Health Policy 2002, and Vision 2020 India, minimizing the regional variations in the area of reproductive child health and population stabilization through integrated focus, participatory program meeting the unmet needs of the target population, and provision of assured, equitable, responsive quality services. This is a chart which showing the population growth, infant mortality rate, under mortality rate, maternal mortality ratio, total fertility rate, and couple protection rate. Then objectives of the reproductive child health phase second program. The first objective was the reduction of maternal morbidity and mortality. Reduction of morbidity and mortality. Then second objective is the reduction of infant morbidity and mortality. Third is the reduction of under 5 mortality and morbidity. Fourth objective is the promotion of adolescent health, promotion of adolescent children's health. Then fifth, control of reproductive tract infections and sexually transmitted infections. The reproductive health can be defined as a state in which people have the ability to reproduce and regulate their fertility. Women are able to go through pregnancy and childbirth safely. The outcome of a pregnancy is successful in terms of maternal and infant survival and well-being, and couples are able to have sexual relations free of the fear of pregnancy and contracting diseases. RCH package of services. All pregnancies to be registered by health worker. RCH package of service, it says in the sense that what are the services are provided by the reproductive child health. These are all the pregnancies who are happening in the country or happening in that particular area. It should be registered by the health worker to the particular registered and updated on the online setup. The second, the pregnant woman must be given 2 doses of tetanus toxoid immunizations. It should be given before the pregnancy, before the delivery of the child, during the intranatal period, that is ANC period. The pregnant woman must be given the folic acid tablets for prevention and treatment of anemia. Then pregnant women must be given 3 antenatal checkups, which include checking their blood pressure and ruling out complications. Pregnant women must be given 3 antenatal checkups, which include checking their blood pressure and ruling out complications. Deliveries by trained personnel in safe and hygienic surroundings should be encouraged. Deliveries by trained personnel in safe and hygienic surroundings should be encouraged. Then institutional deliveries should be encouraged for women having complications. Institutional delivery should be encouraged for women having the complications. The next, referrals should be made to first referral units for management of obstetric emergencies. Then 3 postnatal checkups should be given to the mothers after the delivery. Spacing of at least 3 years between the children must be encouraged. In children, essential newborn care like keeping the baby warm, checking the baby's weight, and giving the baby mother's first milk important. The premature babies or low birth weight babies need special care. Babies with any complications should be referred to the nearest healthcare center. Exclusive breastfeeding must be encouraged for the first 3 months. Weaning or starting the baby on a semi-solid food should start in the 4th month. Then BCG, DPT, that is the diphtheria, pertussis, tetanus, polio and measles immunization should be administered to every child meticulously to prevent death and disabilities. Vitamin E prophylactic for children is necessary to prevent blindness. Parents must be informed about oral rehydration therapy and correct management of diarrhea. The availability of ORS packets in the village should be ensured. Acute respiratory infection in children should be detected early. They can be treated by cotrimoxazole tablets. Acute cases should be referred to healthcare centers. The treatment of anemia should be done. Then next part, that is the recent trends in the children, that we will see what are the trends in the sense that what are the changes being takes place in the modern era. So what is the trends? The first trend is the shift from treatment of disease to promotion of health. Shift from treatment of disease to promotion of health. Then focus on prevention and healthcare teaching aspects of nursing practice. Focus on prevention and health teaching aspects of nursing practice. Then more independent roles and few nursing skills. In prevention through anticipatory guidance, child health and family assessment, discharge planning. Then family centered care, not what we do for the families but what we do in partnership with them. Technological advances and demand for computer knowledge. Advanced technology, high-tech surgeries, role of nurses, and increases knowledge. As a child population increases, the more the child problems. The development of adolescent medicine as a specialty, cost contaminated and quality care. The next, national policy for children. The nation's children are supremely important asset. Their nurture and solicitude are our responsibility. Children programs should find prominent part in our national plans for the development of human resources so that our children grow up to become robust citizens, physically fit, mentally alert and morally healthy, endowed with the skills and motivations provided by society. Equal opportunities for development to all children during the period of growth should be our aim, for this would serve our larger purpose of reducing inequality and bring social justice. The goals of this program is the needs of children and our duties towards them have been expressed in the Constitution. The resolution on a national policy on education, which has been adopted by Parliament, gives it gives direction to state policy on the educational needs of children. We are also party to the United Nations Declaration of the Rights of the Child. The goals set out in these documents will reasonably be achieved by judicious and efficient use of the available national resources. Keeping in view these goals, the Government of India adopts this resolution on the national policy for children. Policy. It shall be the policy of the state to provide adequate services to children both before and after the birth and through the period of the growth, to ensure their full physical, mental, social development. The state shall progressively increase the scope of such services so that within a reasonable time all children in the country enjoy optimum conditions for their balanced growth. The measures of this policy are All children shall be covered by a comprehensive health program. Programs shall be implemented to provide nutrition services with the object of removing deficiencies in the diet of children. The programs will be undertaken for the general improvement of the health and for the care, nutrition and nutritional education of expectant and nursing mothers. The state shall To ensure quality of opportunity, special assistance shall be provided to all children belonging to the weaker section of the society, such as children belonging to the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, and those belonging to the economically weaker sections, both in the urban and rural areas. Children who are socially handicapped, who have become delinquent, or have been forced to take to begin or are otherwise ill distress shall be provided facilities of education, training and rehabilitation, and will be helped to become useful citizens. Children shall be protected against negligence or neglect, cruelty and exploitation. No child under 14 years shall be permitted to be engaged in any hazardous occupation or be made to undertake heavy work. Facilities shall be provided for special treatment, education, rehabilitation, and care of children who are physically handicapped, emotionally disturbed, or mentally retarded. Children shall be given priority of protection and relief in times of distress in natural calamity. Special programs shall be formulated to support, encourage, and assist gifted children, particularly those belonging to the weaker sections of the society. Then existing laws should be amended so that in all legal disputes, whether between parents or institutions, the interests of children are given paramount consideration. In organizing services for children, efforts will be directed to strengthen family ties so that full potentialities of growth of children are realized within the normal family, neighborhood, and community environment. Then priority in program formulation is in formulating the programs in different sectors. Priority shall be given to the programs related to the preventing and promoting aspects of the child health, nutrition for infants and children in the preschool age, along with the nutrition for the nursing and expectant mothers, maintenance, education and training of orphan and destitute children, crèche and other facilities for the care of the children of working or ailing mothers, and care, education, training and rehabilitation of the handicapped children. This was regarding the trends and child health care. What is the RCH services, what are the MCH services, that all I have seen. This was all regarding the trends in pediatric nursing and child health nursing. As we have also covered the national policy also. I hope so everyone have understood regarding the trends and pediatric nursing. As simple as we can say that the trends in the sense that we are changing or what are the advances we are getting. Okay, as we can take the example of the trends like we were using the mobile phones which were in the form of the key buttons, but nowadays we are using the smartphones. So it is a trend that is changed by the era. Or we were using the big computers, and now we are using the small tablets or laptops. It is a trend which is changing by day. So this was all regarding the trends of the pediatric nursing. Thank you.